Okay guys, just chilling on the back porch here. No glasses today, it's a big glare, but this is where I gotta be to do this video. I got the 10 pandemic questions, and I was tagged by Jules Gardening. He's a lot of fun, I like his channel. If you haven't heard of him, go check him out. So, here's the questions. Number 1, how many rolls of toilet paper do I have? Right now we probably have about 12, maybe 15. When this whole pandemic thing started, I felt like we kind of had a bit of a stockpile to a degree because we have the Amazon subscribe and save, and there was a point where more was coming in than was going out, so not intentional or anything like that, but we kind of had a little bit of a stockpiled inventory built up just because, I mean, religiously they send it out every month, and whether we need it or not, it's on the list, and having it on the list, we get a discount for the items that are on that list. So we had a nice little stockpile. At this point, it's kind of getting a little low, but I'm not going to stress about it. We'll figure something out when we need to. What has been the biggest change since lockdown? The biggest change since lockdown. One thing for sure, I've really had a lot of focus and clarity on what I'm doing around here. I made mountains of progress around here, and I've been very grateful for that. But that's kind of always been happening. It's just kicked into high gear, right? But really, more probably like the textbook answer, like what somebody's looking for this question. My son is in kindergarten, and school stopped, so he's been at home, and trying to do the homeschool thing has been pretty challenging. I give props to all the parents out there doing homeschool, but with our son, I feel like it's kind of an associative type of thing where, we tell him mom and dad's job as parents are to have a job, make money, provide food and shelter for the kids, and raise them to be responsible, mature citizens of the world. And their jobs as kids are to learn as much as they can so they can be wise, mature adults when they grow up. So when he goes to school, I feel like he's focused and he's on a mission, and he takes it seriously. That's his job. So not having that has been difficult, and I kind of look at it like the associative psychology type of thing where, somebody goes to the gym and they go there to work out, and they have a schedule, a routine, and they stick to it. But let's say, they have a home gym and they're sitting there watching TV, and workout time comes around and they're looking at the TV, they're looking at the weights, chances are they're probably going to just sit there and look at the TV. But if they were to go to the gym, they'd get their workout. So I don't know. That's kind of my take on it. That's definitely been the challenge for us. The biggest change for us is just dealing with that. What am I most grateful for? Throughout this pandemic, I would say the thing I'm probably most grateful for is the fact that my wife does what she does. This is kind of a double-edged sword. Now, don't get me wrong, I do my part, I carry my weight. We wouldn't have this place if I hadn't taken the career path that I have taken. I've done real estate, taxes, and construction, and I was my own real estate agent when we bought this place, and there's no way we would have ever got this place if I hadn't been my own real estate agent at that point in time. Had somebody walked into an office and looked at me and said, hey, they want to buy this property, and me as a real estate agent needs to do XYZ to make this purchase happen, I would have looked at them and told them to go fly a kite. It's not going to happen, because I jumped through a lot of crazy hoops to make this deal come through. But what it all comes down to, what I'm getting at here, is she is ultimately the breadwinner at this point in time. I did what I did to get this place, and she does what she does to keep this place. So really nothing has changed for her. She works in the medical field, and everything's pretty much just streamlined. Really nothing has changed for her. She's still going to work like normal, still getting her full-time hours, but on the flip side, she's on the front lines of all this chaos. So Farmer Jay, she hasn't been on camera in a long time, but her doing what she does is what I'm most grateful for through this process. Number 4, what have I gone without lately? Really, I don't feel like we've gone without much at all. I mean, yeah, it's been hard finding some of the things at the store that we're used to. But really, we've kind of, life has just pretty much been normal, I feel like, for the most part. Really, like when I'm doing my aquaponics in the greenhouse, there's been a few items that I needed that were hard to get. I've eventually got them, but it's just everything's taken longer because, you know, we try and get as much as we can through like Amazon and online, whatnot, to mitigate our leaving as much as possible. I mean, we've kind of been doing that for years as it is, but anyway, things just taking longer. So really, I don't feel like we've gone much without anything. I mean, I'm not like stressing out about a haircut or anything like that, you know? I mean, that kind of thing doesn't really matter to me. We don't go out to eat much, so life's pretty much been the same. Number 5, what am I missing the most? I kind of already said that, really. I'm not really missing much of anything. Everything that matters to me is fenced off in these acres that I call my home here. Number 6, when was the last time I was at a campsite? Let's see, me and Farmer Jay went camping probably about 12 years ago or so. But camping is not like a big thing on my to-do list, to be honest with you. When the family first moved up here in like '92, we moved from the Bay Area to the country, and we moved into the property next door has got more than one livable structure on it, and you know, major fixer-uppers when we moved up here, and there was a couple months where before everything was situated, where we had a refrigerator on the porch, and we barbecued for the first couple months because that was our only cooking source. And I remember in 8th grade, you know, washing my hair under the hose a number of times before school. And then fast forward a couple years later, me and my brother are living in the house together. So fast forward a few years later, me and my brother are living in the house together, and I basically had to take from the ceiling up on that house, tear it off, and redo everything from the ceiling to the roof. And there was a number of months that it took me to do that. And throughout that whole time, I was sleeping in a tent for a good while. And then after I graduated high school, I started working in the Bay Area for a little bit, and I slept in my truck for a few months. Anyway, I feel like I have lived camping, and to go camping, I've had a number of hard years. I'm not looking to make life any harder than it needs to be. So anyway, I'm sure my camping days aren't over yet, but if I really want to go camping, I can just pitch a tent in the backyard. Number 7, what is my favorite quarantine food? I don't really particularly can say that I have anything like that. One thing that I will point out is macaroni and cheese and top ramen. If I see those in the store, without question, I'm buying them. Not for me, but because the kids like them. It's quick, it's easy, and it's cheap. And definitely got to have those on hand for the kids. Number 8, how am I exercising or working out? I don't at all, period, ever. You guys see what I do around here? I think I get plenty of exercise. And, you know, I've been a ditch digger and I've been a pencil pusher. And at this point in time, when it comes to me leaving the property to make money for work, I am doing a labor-intensive type of job. So whether I'm here or somewhere else, I am moving constantly. So I get a workout whether I'm looking for it or not. Number 9, what has been or will be my pandemic panic purchase? Panic purchase. Well, first of all, there is no pandemic panic purchase. I will say yes, we have spent a lot of money throughout this whole pandemic time. The thing is, though, having worked construction for the years that I've worked, I have always been very adamant about it's like a feast or famine type of thing. That's what I've been accustomed to. And when I get a lot of work, I hoard as much money as possible because I know there's going to come a day where it's going to be raining and there's not going to be any work. Or even when I was selling real estate, it's like I'd make a sale and you don't know when that next sale is coming. So I hoard as much money as possible and just try to make it last as long as I can. So that's always my mindset when it comes to money. But like having been home and doing what's going on here, Farmer Jay's been working and she's been pretty much maintaining the status quo. We got our tax refund. I paid off a couple of nickel and dime bills and hoarded the rest of that, put it off to the side so it's out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't exist. But since we've been home and we've been making mountains of progress around here, we've taken that tax refund and been slowly, wisely investing it in ourselves. That's how I've been looking at it. We've been investing in ourselves. That our tax refund has paid for our garden. And the garden has had a good number of expenses between the cattle panels, the soil that we bought. I've got plumbing. It adds up after a while. And then another thing that I haven't shown or talked about, but we bought a leaf blower, and that's been great because I go around the yard, I weed eat everything, I take the leaf blower, get it all in a big pile, and I got this humongous, massive pile of leaves and weed-eating remnants that are starting to break down. So I'll have to show you guys that at some point. But those have kind of been the things we've bought. And we still got a little bit left to do another project or two. Hopefully we'll get to that pretty soon here. And number 10, 5 channels that I will tag. I'm not going to tag 5 channels, but I will tag 3 channels that I have never mentioned before. And they are K&A's Family Homestead. Oh, Angel over at K&A. He always has the question of the day. Well, Angel, I got a couple of questions for you. And let's see. Danny Happy Farms, Louisiana, tag her, and one more, Allegra Rose Brown. Those are the channels I'm going to tag. Thanks for watching, guys. Go check those channels out if you haven't already seen them. Peace out.